So just to show what the Blade Blast damage is gonna look like next league with the removal of the Blade Mastery and the removal of the Chaos Multi on the Chaos Mastery and removal of the Poison Duration Mastery, I'm going to show you that the damage is still fine, and it will be even better next league because of the addition of the weapon skill trees, obviously. So I'll show you the gear here. It's nothing crazy. Like, this is easy to make. Nothing really huge here, not even a +1 amulet. No damage on the shield. So, show you what the damage looks like here, and that it's still fine. Yeah.
I shall cast you into a pit of infinite torches.
Well, as you can see, the damage is still fine, and it will be even better next league. So I'd say it's in an okay spot still. Now, here's a tree I've put together for Pathfinder Blade Blast, and to compensate for the loss of the Blade Mastery, hopefully they're going to put it back in the game somehow. Through like a weapon skill tree or something, or on a unique, that would help a lot. So I've decreased it. Normally what you do is you put it in 10 blades per hit. I've put it down to 6. So you're sitting at about 8 million damage here at a full endgame tree. No cluster. If you involve a cluster, it goes up a little bit. Level 80. So, I mean, this is like full ramp. Obviously not going to be completely realistic in 100% scenarios, but the damage is definitely still good on this build, even with the removal of a few masteries. So, I am not including a leveling skill tree, not at least the full one, just because I don't think you should really, like, it's definitely possible to completely league start this from the get-go. Well, I would not go Blade Blast in Act 2, obviously, but you can definitely swap it, like Blood Aqueduct for sure. I did a test run of it. You can find it on my Twitch. It went pretty good, and that was even before the inclusion of the new nodes. So I didn't have the Wither node, which is going to be a lot of damage. So it went surprisingly well. You can check out the VOD. But what I'd recommend doing is just going Toxic Rain. I'd say check out Ziz's channel and watch his Toxic Rain guide and play that for a while. Get the gear for this, which, I mean, it's really not that bad to get. You're just gonna want like cast speed gear. It's outlined in the notes section, obviously, in the gear section here. So, oh yeah, the damage is also with obliteration on, not a real wand, so the real damage is even higher. I'm kind of undecided if I want to use Master Toxis or Nature's Boon. I know a lot of people like Nature's Boon, but really the benefit you get from it, I don't know. It just doesn't beat 20% more damage for me. And along with this Poison Prolif, you probably won't actually have to use Obliteration, even though it will be nice for clearing. So that would help with your damage and maps a little bit, since normally you would map with Obliteration on this, but now you can use a rare wand. I mean, you could use a rare wand before too, but this will help with your clear, since nearby enemies will be poisoned. So that's that. Skills. I've included the links for most important at the top, and then downwards, so your 4-link would be Blade Blast, Chance Poison, Increased AoE, Void Manipulation, then Deadly Ailments, then Unbound Ailments. Actually, I'd probably put Unbound Ailments here, and then Deadly Ailments as your 6th link. Here, Blade Blast, you obviously are going to need the 4-link for that. Don't do it on a 3-link. You need a 4-link. Here are your auras. Divine Blessing with haste. You could swap the haste here with like Malevolence if you'd rather the haste to have 100% uptime if you just in case you forget or something. It's up to preference. 10 Chains and Despair, your 2 curses. Still gonna use Molten Shell, it's still the best guard skill in the game, even with the nerf. Plague Bear. Unfortunately, you don't have enough links in this build to link it with like increased AoE. And then Shield Charge, Arcane Surge, and Flame Dash. So you might need a Unset Ring on this build if you want to if you can't. Shield Charge should feel fine without faster attacks with haste. And Arcane Arcane Surge is being changed, so now instead of it giving you 10% more spell damage, now it will give you 10% increased cast speed, so you'll actually use it on this build since it'll actually help now. So that's why I have that there instead of faster attacks, but if you want faster attacks or increased AoE on Plague Bear, you have to use an Unset Ring. That is it for skills. Here, your items. Wand is pretty easy to make. I include how to make everything here in the gear. Yeah. So note, there are a few things in the calcs here. Where do you put it? Config. Yeah, I put resistances because you can figure out the resistances on your gear. I'm not gonna, it takes too much time to put on every piece of gear in PoE, so there you go. The life mastery, where it gives you life if you have no life on your chest piece, does not work yet. So I put it in config. Same with Arcane Surge, that has not been updated. See, other things. Bandits kill all. Pantheons. If you're not stun immune, not freeze immune, go with Brian King. You always want Ralakash because bleeding is OP. Besides that, yeah, not really much to talk about. The build's gonna, well, I guess there's a few more things. Build's gonna take advantage of the new Master Surgeon. It just gives you a ton of life regen. I have not looked at any Petrified Blood stuff. That is an option later on for sure. If you want to go Petrified Bugs, you're gonna have a ton of regen. Then you basically will always be a max stack of Withered, and you get a bunch of Withered effect because of this, because you hit so many times with Blade Blast. Master Toxicist, I kind of already explained that. But if you are wanting to be a little bit more tanky, you go to Nature's Boon. If you want to do something like with reducing your mana cost to 0, you can get like a flask with mana cost reduction on it, and that will scale it even further. So you kind of have a few things you can play with, but that's later on down the line. This is just a baseline of the build.